Breaking right now, federal investigators are providing new insight into that deadly bus crash in the Hudson Valley. 2 adults with the Farmingdale Long Island High School marching band were killed in that crash. And stay with us as we continue to track this deadly bus crash. We have reporters in the Hudson Valley and on Long Island as well. We'll continue to bring you the very latest. Investigators were digging through a landfill in Jefferson County, searching for evidence in a dual missing person and homicide case involving a Windsor couple. They come here to enjoy nature, not stare at these. 4 months ago, we started asking why these vessels are being allowed to sit, disintegrate, and sink, and no removal orders were being issued. There's a new lawsuit filed against the Central Islip School District. It claims a 16-year-old girl was sexually assaulted on school grounds and that no one from the district tried to help her. With the Bucks win, we expect there will be a parade to celebrate the victory. At this point, it's still unclear when that will happen, but we're going to let you know. This is not good news. That's because there's a shortage of air traffic controllers. The FAA says about 20% of controller jobs are vacant. A crime involving cooking oil. Nassau police say 2 men were caught stealing it from businesses across different Nassau communities. This boat is one of 9 being pulled out of the water just this week. The orders came from FWC between January 14th and February 21st, after our first 2 stories aired. What makes lionfish so dangerous is that they reproduce like crazy and they don't have predators. So if the lion is the king of the jungle, the lionfish is the dictator. So we decided to put this to the test. I made an appointment on my phone and it's showing I have to wait 40 to 65 minutes. Let's talk about a little bit of weather. We got Sam here. Are we looking at rain in our forecast, or are these guys going to have a good day? Gosh, couldn't have happened to a nicer group of guys too. Oh, when he picked up that baby, I lost it. Yeah, I think everybody did. Breaking right now, federal investigators are providing new insight into that deadly bus crash in the Hudson Valley. 2 adults with the Farmingdale Long Island High School marching band were killed in that crash. 5 teens were critically injured. Let's listen in to what investigators are saying. And an NTSB investigator just gave us the following new information. He confirmed that there was a left front tire failure on that bus yesterday, which police had told us, state police told us that yesterday. But the NTSB says there may be other factors that led to this crash. He said the motor coach penetrated a barrier before it took a tumble down that embankment, as we all saw yesterday. Multiple people were ejected from the bus, the NTSB confirming that for us just now. There was what he called intrusion into the occupant space, which is exactly like it sounds, parts of the bus coming into where passengers were riding. There are 3 factors they are currently looking into. The first is vehicle factors. The motor carrier factors are the second, and the drivers and the motor carrier's survival factors. The crash worthiness, the use of restraints, and the emergency response will all be investigated as well. Seatbelt usage is still being investigated. The NTSB did say they believe that this kind of bus has seatbelts, but he was not sure about that. Police will coordinate toxicology on the bus driver. That has not happened yet. The cause is still under investigation, but the suspected front tire failure was cited once again. The bus company is called Regency Transportation out of Wisconsin. 2 people were killed in that crash. 5 students are in critical condition. We'll be right back. Kevin, disturbing stuff. Thank you so much for that report. These 2 people and another woman are facing multiple charges tonight following an incident in Inwood. And we have some breaking news to bring you tonight. A brawl on the Long Island Beach boardwalk. Kids coming to blows. City officials telling us the fight broke out this afternoon in front of Riptides, which is a restaurant located on Edwards Boulevard. There are no major injuries reported so far, but parents and relatives are on the scene there. We have a reporter on the way right now, and we'll bring you information just as soon as we get it. A major bust tonight in Nassau. 8 alleged gang members now facing charges. The accused members of a gang related to the Crips, known as the Insane Crip Gang. All right, Sam is here now to talk a little bit about our weather. You are a very popular lady around here lately.
I'll take it while I can.
Right? All right, Sam, thank you. Big changes coming to many Long Island school districts next week. The Board of Regents plans to vote to ban the use of Native American symbols or depictions as mascots. News 12's Liz Burke is outside one of those schools, Wantagh Middle School, with that story, Liz. And today is National Scrabble Day. If you're wondering why today, it's because it's also the inventor Alfred Butz's 75th birthday. You ready for a tricky one? Pineberry. Is it or isn't it?
Pineberry? I think
Pineberry. I am not allowed to give hints. I'm sorry. I am just here.
Jeez, give us the answers.
Come on, jeez.
All right, that's it for this game.
Yes or no?
All right, thanks to the Islanders, the Stanley Cup playoffs are coming back to the island, Kevin.
Look at that smile on your face when you talk about it.
Pretty happy about it. A public hearing over the proposed expansion of the Riverhead Cider House held just a short while ago. Also in Riverhead tonight, the town is cracking down on so-called quality of life crimes.
And part of that includes an expansion of what it calls its zero tolerance zone.
News 12's Kevin Vesey is on Main Street tonight in the newly expanded area. Kevin? All right, thank you, Kevin. New tonight on News 12, a dozen local real estate companies and brokers now facing a discrimination lawsuit. So do you think speed cameras should be added to the Southern State Parkway? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to vote in tonight's News 12 poll. And we're learning more now about the horrific bus crash in Orange County. A charter bus carrying roughly 45 Farmingdale High School students from here on Long Island to a band camp crashed on I-84 and went down an embankment. One person is dead, 5 others are in critical condition. The wreck happened in the town of Wawayanda, that is about 45 miles northwest of New York City. The bus was one of 6 carrying about 300 Farmingdale band students at the time. And stay with us as we continue to track this deadly bus crash. We have reporters in the Hudson Valley and on Long Island as well. We'll continue to bring you the very latest. First, we want to go to Nikita Ramos. She is in the Alert Center for us. Nikita?
For the first time in 50 years, the Milwaukee Bucks are the NBA champions. They just beat the Phoenix Suns to claim their first title since 1971. And the fireworks went off outside Fiserv Forum. You're looking at aerials right now, that celebration going on. This is the reason thousands of fans packed into the Deer District for a chance to be there as the Bucks make history. Here's another live look outside of the party going on. You can imagine the noise level there. This is an aerial shot, so you're hearing noise from a helicopter, but it is quite a celebration going on down there. The Bucks had to expand the Deer District tonight to make room for an even bigger party. Typically, the district holds 25,000 people. Tonight, the Bucks were planning for 65,000. We're going to launch right into our team coverage. We're going to check in with George Smith, who's in the Deer District. George, thanks. What a great feeling after a pandemic in particular, right? Bucks fans tuned in from all across the state tonight. Caroline Dade has you covered on the iconic location where fans in Madison went to watch the game. Coverage of Game 6 just getting started tonight. Coming up, we're going to hear from fans who spent the night with tens of thousands of their closest friends in the Deer District tonight. Some fans have more lasting ways to show their dedication to the Bucks and their rallying cry. One example is Alex Walters of Green Bay. He has this Bucks in 6 tattoo on his arm. He says he is a lifelong Bucks fan. Let's go back out to George Smith. Quite a night at Fiserv Forum, George. Gosh, couldn't have happened to a nicer group of guys, too. When he picked up that baby, I lost it. I think everybody did.
They come here to enjoy nature, not stare at these. 4 months ago, we started asking why these vessels are being allowed to sit, disintegrate, and sink, and no removal orders were being issued. Today, we're seeing results. It's something people here never expected to see. Rusty old boats being towed away, pulled onto shore, and destroyed. When this crew is finished, 11 boats that called this boat graveyard home for years will haunt these waters no more.
I think it's incredible. I think it's great that we have people out there that are cleaning up the waterways here in Florida and providing a safe habitat for all the animals.
These dangerous eyesores are covered in barnacles, rust, algae, and debris. Many are filled with oil and fuel, covered in peeling paint.
It's crazy. They just let them sit out here and sink, and then nobody does anything with them.
We thought it was crazy too. That's why we've been asking FWC about these abandoned boats called derelict vessels since October. Why are these old decaying boats just sitting in the water and not being pulled out and towed away?
These owners of these boats have the right to due process to contest any of these charges against them.
Florida Fish and Wildlife officers patrol this area. The agency opens derelict vessel cases. This is Pinellas County's property, but until the state issues an order for removal, the county's hands are tied. It can't legally touch these boats. There were 18 derelict vessels going nowhere. A month into our investigation, things started to change.
Soon after those reports came out on the news, we got more notices to remove vessels from that area.
In November, the first 2 removal orders landed on Pinellas County Environmental Services Director Andrew Squire's desk. He hired a crew, and just 3 weeks later, these boats that had been sitting here rotting for years were pulled out. The cost was $11,000.
When our second story hit the air in December, things got a lot busier. A flood of FWC orders for vessel removals came into the county, allowing it to change the landscape of the boat graveyard.
So on January 14th, we received 6 notifications from law enforcement to remove 6 vessels from that area. And within the next 6 weeks, we had 3 other requests to remove vessels. So that's 9 vessels in a pretty short period of time.
This boat is one of 9 being pulled out of the water just this week. The orders came from FWC between January 14th and February 21st, after our first 2 stories aired. The price tag on this one, $44,000 for those 9 boats. Pinellas County will foot the bill, then submit it to the state for full reimbursement.
We've removed about 11 vessels from that area since November. To get them all removed in that period of time is not that common.
Squires says the county has received calls from boaters who are ecstatic to see how fast things are changing. The boat graveyard is finally in need of a name change.
These boats can be hazardous to other boats, and to get them out of the water is just a satisfying thing.
After our first 2 stories aired, the state revised its derelict vessel grant removal program, making it easier for municipalities and counties to get rid of old boats. Now FWC will reimburse 100% of all removal costs to counties and cities. That used to be only 75%. Applications will now be accepted without deadlines that usually slow down the process. And now state funding can be used to assist with derelict vessels that are tied to public and private property that are there without the consent of the owner. Great changes there, but there are still vessels that need to come out, including these 2 giants that are completely underwater. They haven't even been scheduled for removal yet.
It's fishing on a mission.
I feel like one of the knights of the round table.
Dive, dive, dive.
Anytime you see it, it's just like a pest. You got to eliminate them.
Anybody that's in this community knows it's a problem.
The problem? Lionfish.
You're not supposed to be here, gentlemen.
An invasive predatory fish that's destroying the delicate balance of the underwater ecosystem. These spiny striped creatures belong in the Pacific, but during an aquarium breach in the 80s, they were dumped into the Gulf. Year by year, the population has exploded, wrapping around Florida, up the East Coast, and down into the Caribbean, wiping out native fish populations that may never recover.
Oh, yeah.
They pose such a big threat to our fish and our reefs. Florida Fish and Wildlife created the Lionfish Challenge, paying people to be the predator for a fish that doesn't have any. We dove along with 2 groups of local spearfishermen who are doing their part to reduce the population.
What makes lionfish so dangerous is that they reproduce like crazy and they don't have predators. So if the lion is the king of the jungle, the lionfish is the dictator that takes no prisoners out here.
When you see a lot of lionfish, you don't see anything else.
And that's exactly what we saw. Down at 100 feet, we found this big lionfish and no other fish in sight. Now just watch how the lionfish reacts to us. He's fearless, even when we get right up close to him, even when a spear touches him.
By getting involved, we are helping to preserve the natural resource that thrives in this area. It's really important for people to do that and try to harvest as many lionfish as possible.
Lionfish can reproduce at age 1 compared to 5 to 8 years old for other reef fish. They spawn every 4 days. An average female can spawn more than 3 million eggs a year. They can thrive from shallow water down to 1,000 feet in all temperatures. They're covered in 18 spines that contain a painful venom.
Those are the little stingers, huh?
Yeah.
This little device is called a zookeeper, and it's basically like a diaper genie, but for lionfish. It allows the fishermen to grab them and stuff them in here, ideally without getting stung.
These fishermen never leave shore without at least one zookeeper on board. But as fast as they're spearing them, they know thousands more lionfish are hatching.
If you don't take care of this problem, it'll affect your whole fish supply. So you want to go and get a snapper or a grouper at a restaurant. There's not going to be any left if we don't take care of this now.
Thank you, and you're all set.
We've all been there, the dreaded doctor's waiting room.
I think people waste a lot of time waiting in the doctor's office, and I think it causes extra anxiety.
A place that takes time, something you never get back.
How many times did I leave school early to get to an appointment and not been able to give extra help when all I did is sit here?
It's a helpless feeling for patients and doctors like cardiologist Kevin McCall.
80% of the frustration that patients have with their physicians is about waiting.
That's why he and a fellow Florida physician, frustrated by waiting room woes, designed an app called Doc Clocker, a modern solution to an old problem.
And it's very common in the medical industry that unexpected things happen and you're going to be waiting.
That if all they knew is how long the wait was, they'd be able to better use their time. Some encounters are going to take 15 minutes, some are going to take 45 minutes. I don't know which one is going to take longer.
When one appointment runs long, there's a domino effect.
Hi there. Sometimes my days will start off on time and then the end of the day I'll be 50 minutes late.
Using Doc Clocker, patients can book an appointment online and see the average wait time for that time slot. The day of, they get real-time alerts about what time they're going to be seen.
So we decided to put this to the test. I made an appointment on my phone, and it's showing I have to wait 40 to 65 minutes.
On the other end, Doc Clocker co-founder Dr. Eric Carter shows us how anyone in the office can adjust changes to my wait time, and I get an update. I can also start a timer to record my wait time. For people undergoing surgery, the app sends updates from the operating room to a patient's designated loved ones. That idea came from Dr. Carter's own experience.
My father had an open heart surgery that lasted 8.5 hours. So it was my mom, my sister, and I all in the waiting room.
The OR staff can send updates to any family member or friend the patient approves anywhere in the world.
And that's how we came up with the idea. Why don't we allow for this ability in today's day and age to transmit text messages?
That information is encrypted and it vanishes, maintaining privacy.
How nice would it have been if we could just get regular updates every hour, just letting us know what the progress updates are.
Doc Clocker is still new. Just 40 offices are using it, but patients we talked to loved the concept because just like their health, their time is priceless.
And just because we're retired doesn't mean our time isn't important. You know, we've got things to do. We have mahjong, and we have pinochle, and we have book club, and we go to movies with our friends. So, yeah, it's a great idea.
And the doctors worked on the Doc Clocker app with Embark Collective. It's an innovation hub backed by Lightning owner Jeff Finnick to attract tech companies to Tampa Bay.